In today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to use the Phrygian mode in your improvisations. Let's get right into it. Let's first quickly have a look at the construction of the Phrygian mode. It's actually very simple. There are two ways, as with all modes. First of all, you take a major scale and you imagine that the root is a third note. So for example, we play C major. We imagine that the root is the third note, which is E, and we just play C major starting at E. There is another way to construct the Phrygian mode, which I prefer. With all modes, they either come from the minor scale or a major scale. In this case, what you can do is you can just play a minor scale with a flat second. Let's play, for example, A minor, which is very simple. And now we just play the flat second. And that's it, we've constructed our Phrygian mode. So here are some important ideas about the Phrygian mode, which you must always keep in mind in your improvisations. Why? Because as I like to say, when you improvise using a mode, you have to use the mode, you have to highlight the interesting ideas that that mode brings. So in this case, what you will do is you add the flat second, use it. Another interesting thing that happens is that you turn the dominant chord into a diminished chord. This is interesting because it still carries a lot of tension. It's just a completely different kind of tension. Now, it is very similar to the Locrian mode. This is because of various reasons. First of all, it is the second darkest mode, the Locrian being the darkest one of all. Then we also have the flat second in the Locrian mode. And as I just said, we turn the dominant into a diminished chord. This means that we can play B Locrian if we're playing an E Phrygian. We can play B Locrian as the dominant scale. Because of course it isn't really a dominant chord anymore. Now into some of the more advanced concepts. You also have the Phrygian dominant scale, also known as the Mixolydian flat 9 flat 13. When you play a Phrygian scale, you will notice something very interesting. It is almost dominant. Why? You have the minor seventh, which is the most important interval for the dominant chords, and you also have the flat ninth. The only thing that would be missing would be the major third. So why not just add it? Why not just change the minor third, which would also be the sharp ninth, to a major third? This way we get this scale, which you can play in your dominant chords. A very common cadence that uses the Phrygian dominant scale is the Andalusian cadence. Here's a very good tip for using the Phrygian mode. Use rhythm. This is a general idea. Dissonance and rhythm go very well together. For example, and here's a nice bonus tip, the Phrygian chord. What you do is you play first two notes of the scale, and then the fourth and the fifth. This is very good to create that Phrygian ambience. And interestingly enough, since we have the flat 9 and we are not playing the major third, we can use this as a substitute for dominant chords. For example, in A minor, and this even works in A major. There is another variation of this chord, which I actually played in that previous improvisation, which is to play the second, the fourth, the fifth, and then the root. This is very interesting as a chord because you can also play third note as the root, and you will get a variation of the dominant chord of that third note. So this is much easier to explain with an example. If we're playing in E minor, we play this variation of the E minor Phrygian chord. So the second, the fourth, the fifth, and then the root. And then we play G as the dominant chord. And this works really well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.